them. What was I up to?
Internal checks.
Seats adjusted and locked.
Indeed they are. Mine is anyway.
Mine feels like it is. Hatches and harnesses, parking brake.
We won't worry about
No. Radio's off.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, everything's off at the moment.
Instruments, ensure legible, serviceable, check reading, check, yeah.
Well, that's logical. That's pointing 1, 2, which is what we'd expect. We'll set that up when the engine's running.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Flying controls, full free movement.
So let's have the pitch first. Pull back. Yeah. Full elevator. And let's have the rudder while you're looking over your shoulder. Full left, full right. Here the stops. Make sure the movement's there.
Yeah.
Check the other ones for me. Good. Okay.
There we go.
Let's move on.
Trim, ensure.
Is in the middle
It
position.
is, yeah.
Pretty much anyway. Actually, you can also do that when you pull that back.
Yeah, that's what I
where's that
tried.
trim tab? Yeah.
It was a
In the middle.
Yeah, it is,
Neutral.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Cabin air controls.
Should be closed. They
Yeah.
are.
Mixture. Operate 4 and 3. Is that a wasp on the inside?
Back in, yeah. Where's the wasp?
There's wasps down there on the inside, I think.
Oh, so there is. That's a frustration. You carry on with the checks. I'll try and encourage it out there. Check your batteries out. Right.
No.
What?
Is that ever happened by any chance? It will have done, won't it?
No doubt. Carry on, you carry on with the checks.
Let's just switch on. Circuit breakers in. Yep.
Come on. Walk on that.
Anti-collision beacon.
Yes.
Primer.
Not needed.
No.
I've already done.
We have got the key this time, haven't we?
Yep.
That's good. All this for a wasp.
Walk on the paper, will it? There you go. Out. Right, it's gone.
Right, there we go.
Got me bored in the process, I'll get that. I don't particularly, I wouldn't bother, but it's unreasonable to expect a student to fly a reasonable lesson with that thing buzzing around the cockpit. Distractions, so let's quickly get the door closed. Keeps it away. I don't know why we get so many wasps, you must have a nest or something.
Yeah.
Once a year they get excited. Okay, carry on.
And the next one's ignition.
Right, first of all, let's just check our... We get all that noise and aggravation, let's just check this is working.
So, can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
So, where are we up to now then?
Look out.
Yep, clear prop.
Clear prop.
Good. Hand on throttle. Cover the brakes. Fire up. So, set for 1200. First of all, we check the engine starter warnings out, which
Yep.
it is. Oil pressure's in the green.
Yep.
Temperature hasn't really picked up yet, but it will do, I'm sure.
Yep.
So, carry on.
Ammeter.
Is charging.
Yep. Suction.
Is registering.
Ignition.
This is just a quick check. Left, they're both. Then 2 clicks left to right and both. Okay.
Flaps set up.
Yep. So watch as they go for even movement, everything else. Somebody reported they were overreading in this aircraft. I don't believe them. We'll have them right away.
There we go. Flight instruments.
Right,
clear.
now we set the DI. Push in. On 1200. There we go. Bit for
Yep.
Never mind what they give us, we'll set
Yep.
that at 0 when we're on the ground.
Radios on, tune, check as required.
So there's 2 on knobs down here, on, and the top one.
There we
So
go.
we'll leave the volume down on that
Right.
one. Now here's an important test. Press the test button. That's very quiet.
Okay.
That's the volume with
Right.
which we'll hear the reply.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be doing the radio today.
Okay.
Let's just get that all set up. We turn that instrument on as well. These we don't use.
Yep.
So, are we good for radio call?
We are.
Beverly Radio, good morning, Golf Bravo Alpha X-ray Victor for radio check 123.05 and airfield information.
Didn't sound too good.
X-ray Victor, readability 4. Runway 30 right, QFE 10, correction, QFE 996 hectopascal.
30 right, 996 hectopascals, taxiing for 30 Golf X-ray Victor. Okay, off you go. It's got a problem, intermittent problem with the radio, that like burbling sound.
Where are we?
Right, see those 2 markers there, edge on?
Yep.
Aim into there and head down
To
that
the middle
way.
of them, yep.
Yep, into the centre point
Right.
there. And the taxi
I've been studying that map you give me, but it's not the same as just...
being here.
Yeah.
Okay, because you can't see it from above, of course.
Nope.
This is what we call the taxiway. Now, normally these areas, the grass would be grown,
Yeah.
but we've harvested it.
Yeah.
So, aim yourself down the middle of this taxiway, use your rudder controls to keep the aircraft in the centre line, and proceed at a fast walking pace. Right, as we're going, we check whether this instrument is indicating. So let's have an application of the right brake. And an application of the left brake. Right, both that and that are moving and they agree, so pop us back on the centre line. Oil temperature's coming up nicely.
Do you ever get bored of flying?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Does it matter that there's a massive flock of birds on it? On the runway?
It does. Hopefully they'll move out the way. I have hit a seagull in one of these,
Oh dear.
and that was the end of the seagull. We'll have to see.
Parking to the wind. Parking brake on. RPM 1200. Engine temperatures.
Pressure is in the green, the temperature's
Yeah.
now lifting.
Yep. Carb heat.
Yeah.
Operate.
Wait a moment.
Right.
I think you've missed something. What's step 5?
RPM, yeah. Try that one.
Good. Now we do the carpet.
Carpet.
First of all, get it to 1700, then you can be sure of the check.
Right.
That's 1700. Now
Yeah.
pull the car beat out and watch what happens. The engine speed falls,
Right.
and it doesn't rise. Put it back in, and it goes back to 1700, so there's no ice. Now,
Okay.
now do your ignition check.
Left.
Okay,
There we
no,
go.
no more than 125 drop.
Yep. Suction gauge.
Is in the green.
Yep. Ammeter
It's
charging.
charging.
Engine temperatures and pressures, yep.
Good.
RPM idle.
No problem.
There we go. Trim set for takeoff.
It is.
It is. Throttle, friction, finger tight. Mixture fully rich.
Yep.
Magnetos both.
Yep.
Master switch on.
Yep.
Pitot heat.
Don't need.
Nope. Primer.
Don't need. Just
Locked,
check
yeah.
it's locked in and locked. Check
Yep.
it.
Fuel on. Yep. Flap set as required.
No need.
Nope. Instruments. Jack and set the altimeter. Yep. Radios and avionics.
All set.
Yep. Hatches. Harnesses. Carb heat operative set called. Control.
Yeah, just it's fine. It's set
Yeah.
cold. Yeah.
Controls. Full and free movement.
Yeah, just final check. Yep. Okay, you good?
Yep.
Golf X-ray Victor ready for departure, lining up 30. And turn to the left, I'll hurry you.
Yeah.
Now what we will do is, We'll take off, yeah, make that. We'll take off to the right-hand side of the runway to encourage the birds to go to the left.
Right, okay.
So go to the far side.
Right, okay.
Because the birds are to the left-hand side.
Right, yeah.
So hopefully that'll make them go that way.
Oh.
So line up towards the right-hand side between the numbers and the corner marker. Okay, that'll do nicely. So let's final checks. What's the compass saying when it's finished dancing? Oh, it's coming back to 30, isn't it? That says 30. All of that's good. So we're good to go.
Yep.
So just keep slightly left of the markers. Full power. As soon as the engine settles, release the brakes. Hand on the throttle. Use the rudder to keep the aircraft in a straight line. And cleanly rotate. That's it. So as we approach 300 in the climb, we check the flaps are up, we check the lights are off, we check the attitude is good for 70, and we look at the gauges, the temperature and pressures are in the green.
Is there any chance this can be turned up?
The headset, there should be a mic.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, there's a knob on it, yeah. Can you hear me clearly now?
I can now, yeah.
Good. And that's reading accurately as well, which is good. It's a bonus. 400 over the pylons, nicely done. Aircraft is in balance in the climb, near enough, just a slight bit of left rudder needed. If the ball goes to the left, then you press the left pedal, that's too much. Bring that ball in the middle, there you go, and start the turn to the right. Gentle angle of bank because you're only 500 feet. Now you notice the ball's moving to the right, that's it, keep it in the right place. Is your heading.
Okay.
And maintain the climb. So 1,000 we lower the nose. Left wing. Scan through the cockpit vision area to the right wing. Come back and scan whilst keeping the aircraft level, nothing to affect, back into the climb. Okay, you can take your hand off the throttle now and pop it on there. So at 500, quick check over here, temperatures and pressures in the green, that's okay, maintain the climb. You only need your hand on here up to about 500.
Okay.
After that you might as well get the benefit. Some people like to fly with one hand. My attitude is, well, if you've got two hands free, you might as well have them on here, it's a little bit easier to control.
I think that's what my old instructor told me.
What, to fly one-handed, right?
One-handed, yeah.
Well, you need to be able to fly one-handed because you're operating flaps. And what you don't want to do is be yanking the control around when you take your right hand off.
Yeah.
You know, or similarly your left hand to check something down there. End of the day, it's your preference really, but
it's quite a nice day, isn't it?
It is.
Lima 02, request your aircraft registration, please.
Okay, level at 3,000.
Yep.
Just go just beyond this cloud. Should be in a clear area beyond it.
Okay.
Lima 02, request your aircraft registration, please.
That's really weird.
What?
Lima 02, thank you, and request your departure requirements.
I'd like to overshoot the ILS for VFR full level east of you.
So we're levelling
Lima
off now,
02,
so let's have the power back to cruise setting.
expect to depart now, of course.
Keep the aircraft at 3,000, and when the speed has got to 95, then retrim.
Yep. Wow.
See why it's important not
Yeah.
to get yourself disorientated. We'll go right through there's a clear patch beyond it, I think. Just waiting for a gap in Humberside to talk to them.
Yeah.
There you go. So, get the aircraft straight and level at that for me, please.
Lima 02, now 15,
let's
drop
just-
miles first.
Let it settle down to about 2.8, which is this banded cloud here, so just let it come down a bit. Settle at 2.8. There you go, that's fine.
Yep.
That 3 when he gives me the Barnsley, we'll have to reset it to 3,000 anyway. Okay, just get it straight and level. Nice clear sky, should be relatively stable. That's power's just a touch low. About another 100 RPM, that's it, that's about right. Feels about right.
Yeah. There's a jet below us.
Well, military traffic.
It is. It's just gone. It'll
Lima
trickle
02,
over
turn
there
right
now.
heading 185, close on
Well,
5
going that way,
the right,
yeah.
report
Oh
established.
yes, very low.
Yeah, yeah.
Right heading 185, 0040.
That was very low, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's about 50 foot.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them actually, no, it's a shadow.
Really?
Is it 2 or is it a shadow?
I only saw one.
No, it's a shadow.
Ah,
It's a shadow.
I've lost it now anyway.
Looks like a tornado.
Yeah.
Alright then. Let's talk Humberside, see if they got a gap for me. Humberside radar, good morning. This is Golf Bravo Alpha X-Ray Victor.
Golf Bravo Alpha, X-ray Victor, Humberside radar, good morning, squawk 4271, flash your details.
This aircraft negative squawk, Cessna 150 out of Beverley, back into Beverley, just overhead Driffield at this time. Going to be working between 2 and 3,000 general handling, request a basic service.
Golf X-ray Victor, basic service, Barnsley 991 hectopascals.
That's the Barnsley 9 and 901 hectopascals and basic service.
Golf X-ray to be advised, readability 3 at the moment with some breaking up on frequency.
Roger, that's copied. Your readability 5 at this time. I'll get the radio checked afterwards.
Golf X-ray Victor.
Close established, Lima 02.
The challenge you're going to find in learning to fly is you'll have covered everything without doing 45 hours.
Really?
Yep, I would think so, your current rate of progress. So you just have to find things to do to fill the gaps in, because you can't do a test till you got 45.
Really?
What we'll do is we'll just refine your techniques. You're well ahead of where I would expect somebody to be at this stage.
Practice makes perfect.
Well, that's true, and I will teach you ever narrower margins. Like, I'll say, keep plus or minus 50 at a height.
Right.
Lima 02, thank you, runway 20, clear double approach and go around surface wind 250 degrees 18.
Which is within commercial standards.
Hello, approach 4 and
You might as well, since you want to pursue a career in this. So that should be Driffield underneath us.
Yep.
Just go just beyond the town and then ready to manoeuvre. So get ourselves established straight and level now at 3,000 on the Barnsley 9 and 901. So let's have the power back to 2350. You'll hear the note of the engine change. There you go, that's the cruise setting.
Yeah.
And it'll settle at 95. Now are you straight and level in trim?
Roger,
I'm going to just demonstrate to you. You just relax for a moment. It's not very easy with this visual reference today. You have to do the best we can.
Yep.
Alright? So we're just going to demonstrate to you a descending turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the left.
Okay.
We're going to descend, so we're going to reduce the power, car peat out, reduce the power to about 1900, something like that.
Yep.
Let's roll the aircraft over to 15 degrees. Keep the aircraft flying at its cruise speed, 90-95. You can see we've set up at a rate of descent of around about 400 to 500 feet per minute. As we're turning, look at the picture how different it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
I'm maintaining the speed, the cruise speed, 90 to 95, by adjusting the attitude as we go. A bit bumpy today, just have to do the best you can. Maintaining the attitude, maintaining that 15 degrees angle of bank. I'm turning the aircraft round onto a heading of east. I want it to be down to 2.5, so as soon as we get towards east, I roll the aircraft level and just allow the descent to continue. Remember your discipline in descent. As we approach the descent point, we increase the power back to the cruise setting, reselect the level attitude, and we arrest the descent.
Yeah, one just squawk out in, please.
Okay, when I give you control, I would like you, with due attention to look at, I'd like you to do a descending turn to the left in the manner that I've just demonstrated, from 2,500 to 2,000 feet onto a heading of due west. You have control.
991, 7001, copy.
Just thinking of a GR4 southeast bound to pass to the south and west of Humberside. What's your routing now, please?
You're routing out to the east to set course
15 degrees angle of back. And 2,000 feet.
Roger, and
Heading due
clear on
west.
frequency 5 now. Spartan 1 Humberside, good morning, identifying basic service, no observed traffic to affect report to senior en route.
Did you say west? Due west, yes. So I don't want to go beyond west, and I don't want to go beyond 2,000.
Yep.
There's lots of extra things to think about now. I've not even started bleating about balance yet. Car beat. Power to cruise. Select level. And roll out. Whole load of things to think about there. Very nicely done. Okay.
Now tell me how to complete, can I have this
Just maintain straight level for me for a few minutes.
Travel line 2, roger, and Humberside radar 10 lane service, pre-call base, 5 minutes. Bye-bye.
Just take us beyond this elevation, so we're in that area beyond it. Are we straight level? Just let go for a moment. Near enough. I've got one student who flies really, really well, but he hates these kind of conditions.
I think they're quite fun.
Well, exactly. I like it. It means there's air out there. But, you know, he just doesn't want to fly in this condition. Keep us on a heading of west.
It's not always going to be sunny though, is it?
Well, sunny doesn't bother me. I mean, these conditions are quite atmospheric. There's quite a bit of cloud formation, so there's instability. There are clear pockets, but let's see where we go.
Where are we now, is this?
This is Driffield to the right, and that's Cranswick down there.
Fine.
That's Leconfield over there, and the airfield is behind us. Okay. Right, I have control. Just relax for a moment. I'm going to demonstrate a climbing turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the aircraft to the left from west onto due east, and we're going to climb to 2,500 feet. Okay? So we're turning to that direction. Start with the right wing, tail, right wing, nose, left wing, tail, left wing. I'm lifting, and I'm also looking above myself, okay? Full power, but it's a cruise climb. So I'm going to take the aircraft over to an angle of 15 degrees, maintain the speed. Notice how we've got a bit of a rate of climb. That'll fall off. I don't want to cut it into a VY climb.
Yep.
Keeping the aircraft in balance as I go with a bit of right rudder. Maintaining that, keeping my lookout. So many things to think about, okay? Aircraft is climbing nicely. Maintaining my angular balance. I want to stay at 15, okay? Don't really want to go beyond that. Maintaining the climb. can see that it wants to go 2,500. We're not managing a very good rate of climb.
No.
So what I'm going to do is increase the attitude slightly. We're coming up to the heading of east, which I want. I can't maintain a genuine cruise climb. I've had to reduce the speed slightly to get my climb back. And now I'm going to maintain that heading. Got a slight right balance issue, so right pedal. That speed's good. You need some speed to cope with this instability. And I'm going to climb the aircraft to the remaining distance. So now we've effected a climbing turn to 2,500. Select level, and as soon as you select level, just as before, see where the disciplines come in. Here the engine node change, don't worry too much about the tachometer. We're now in the cruise setting, we haven't adjusted the trim, so the aircraft ought to be straight level. It's at 95 for 2350, more or less straight level. You have control. Right, so when I ask you, Sam, I'm going to ask you to do a climbing turn to the left, aim for about 80 miles an hour in the climb, onto a heading of due west, and at 3,000 feet. You have control, you may commence at your discretion. And look above. Yep. For just 15 degrees. At 80 miles per hour. Notice we need a little bit of right pedal to deal with the balance. Right pedal. Bring the ball back in the middle. There you go. Lovely. Keep the turn going. Obviously you're doing it better than I did. Shows how good an instructor I am. Can't demonstrate it, but the student can do it. Yeah, we need a slight... We can't do it in the cruise climb. The rate of climb is too modest. So we're coming up towards west. And maintain the climb up to 3,000, then level off. Conveniently, the cloud base is just at 3,000. So we establish straight level for us at 3,000.
Outside, approach Element 98.
Element 98, Hammershire, good morning again, Squawk Island, pass message.
Just listen for the tone.
Element 98, Squawk Island,
Excellent.
VFR 982, 3PLB, lifting Castle Hill, reading back towards Scotland, flight basic.
Element 98, identifying basic service, bars lean 9091 hectopascals.
Basic 991, Element 98.
It's weird how different the weather is compared to yesterday.
Indeed. So, when I tell you, I'd like you then to do a descending turn. We're now going to go through the whole manoeuvre, okay? Let's go a little bit further. We're going to do a descending turn from this altitude onto a heading of due east.
Yep.
At 2,500 feet. Maintain straight level, and when you've established straight level, I then want you to enter a climbing turn back to 3,000 onto a heading back onto west. Any questions? No? Okay, you may proceed at your discretion. Just there. This is very good for maintenance of the turn because the conditions are very atmospheric.
Did you want to 2,500?
Yeah. 2,500 due east. Very nicely judged. Okay, as soon as you've established straight and level, then put us into a climbing turn. bring us back onto 3000 on a heading of due west.
You want it left?
Yes, to the left.
Yeah.
Is Hutton Transit to the left or are we over it?
There. 11 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, just keep us in the gap between there and... Right, so we're heading west, that's good. Okay, well done. Just going to briefly have a look once more at the maximum angle of climb.
Yep.
So, as soon as we're just clear of this two-line of villages, I want you to put the aircraft into a VY climb for me, whilst maintaining a heading of west. Perhaps a touch more power, we seem to be a little bit light there. There you go. You have to listen to the engine.
Yeah.
Here it's labouring slightly, and we're not doing the 95 we would expect.
Right, yeah.
I ought to be able to cover that up, to be honest.
Yeah.
And who knows, it might fail one day.
Yeah.
A nice bit of clear sky out here, that's helpful.
Yeah.
So just as soon as we're past that bank of cloud there, pop the aircraft into a VY climb for me.
Okay.
So we do our normal pre-climb checks. Carpet is cold,
Yep.
mixture is rich, temperatures and pressures are good.
Yep.
Ready for the climb, so away you go.
Airline 980, clear of market week. If you contact action, continue with Linton Zone 118.55. Good day.
118.55, the highway 985.
So much for the still air. Right then, so we're now 70. Do you want a trim for that? So are we trimmed for a VY climb? I'd say so.
Yep.
And we're climbing at about 300 feet per minute. Okay?
Golf number Sierra Alpha, number
Just,
7
let's have a look at the balance situation.
989.
We need a slight amount of right rudder, don't we?
Yep.
Notice the attitude. Look out there at the horizon. Look at the attitude. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to increase the attitude of the aircraft so the aircraft speed reduces to 60. You hear the engine labouring, can't you?
Yeah.
You should find you need to put more right pressure in with your right foot. We're now in a VY climb. Have a look now at the horizon.
Well.
Now initially the rate of climb goes up, but look what happens.
Yeah.
It's fallen down now. So we're now in a maximum angle of climb, which is good for clearing obstacles. The aircraft doesn't feel very comfortable, does it?
Nope.
Okay? And you also, take your foot off the right pedal for a moment. You can see there a big imbalance. You've got to put a lot of right boost to get that back.
Yeah.
Now we're in balance. That's a VY climb. So let's level the aircraft here. And put it back into the straight and level for me. You notice there's drift here. We've covered very little distance over the ground.
Have we?
Yeah, because we're travelling at 60 miles per hour and we're into a headwind, almost stationary in the air. That's another reason why it feels uncomfortable. Okay, excellent. So what I'd like you to do, having done that, is we're going to have a little look at the endurance speed, similar to what we've just been doing, but I don't want you to climb. So what I want you to do is, in fact I'm going to demonstrate it to you, so first of all take your hand back.
Yep.
We're now doing, what, 80, 85, I'm going to reduce the power somewhat. I want to keep the height the same because I want to maintain straight and level. It's quite a delicate phase of flight. Don't want the aircraft to descend. I'm having to increase the attitude, can you see?
Yep.
So the aircraft is now level, and it's doing 60 miles per hour. At that speed, it'll give the maximum in time in the air. Maximum time in the air.
Are we even moving?
Barely.
So we haven't even gone over this field yet.
Barely. That's a good illustration. Barely.
Wow.
So you have control. Just experience that, how unresponsive the aircraft is. Okay? Just lower the nose slightly. We'll put down 2 stages of flap. Right, now we're doing 60, effectively straight and level.
Yep.
But see how the power is now a lot higher.
Yeah.
Just experiment for yourself with the responsiveness of the aircraft. Bit better, isn't it?
Yeah.
And certainly if you operate the pedals, you'll find the aircraft, just gently press them, very gentle movements. So remember the discipline, small movements, monitoring that airspeed very closely. This is the poor visibility configuration,
Yeah.
okay? Now you see how much we can see better now, can't we?
Yeah.
Look at that speed, it's slightly below, so lower the nose a touch. We're descending, so increase the speed a little bit. What I'd like you to do is just like to maintain that for a moment. Try and keep the aircraft straight and level, and with very small adjustments to attitude and maybe trim. Get the aircraft established. As you correctly point out, we're barely moving over the ground, but we're doing 60 through the air. This also indicates to you, if an aircraft is on an airfield with a 60 mile per hour headwind, it's weightless.
Just not like that.
Yeah, well it'll scatter across the field, there'll be nothing holding it on the ground.
Okay.
Let's bring the aircraft back gently onto a heading of west. Very small inputs, very small inputs. But I would suggest to you, you may make your own judgment, that the aircraft feels much more controllable in this configuration. So, but we're using more fuel, so it's a compromise really, isn't it? You can see the manoeuvring, if we've swung our way back, bring us back onto west. The aircraft is very susceptible to gusts.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do now...
I'm not too sure, but I think I've just seen the aircraft off the nose going that way. I might have done, I'm not
Below us?
100%, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's... you have control. We establish a straight level in the cruise. Whoa! And I'd like you to start a descending turn to the left, please, with due attention to look out. I'll tell you when to roll out. Good exercise, eh?
Yep.
A bit of a debrief afterwards too.
Yep.
So where's the airfield? Relative to 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
I'd be guessing it'd be about... Oh, there's the D-shirt. It's 12.
It's exactly 12 o'clock. Okay. So, point us towards the D-shaped lake. Now what I'd like you to do, we've done the glide descent, so what I'd like you to do is reduce the power to idle and establish the aircraft in a glide descent. I want 70 miles per hour. Once you've got 70, then trim for that. If it's not getting there, it means the aircraft's descending.
Yep.
There you go. Hold it there. As soon as it's stable, trim for that. And this is the final consideration as far as slow flight is concerned. Now, if we've got electrical failure, complete failure, no electrics, nothing, we've got no flap, this is the position we'd be in.
Right.
Gliding, looking for a field to land. Exercise 16, forced landings, we do that on another day. But you'll come back to this at this point because we feed all these stages in.
Yeah.
Now, at this critical stage in flight, the aircraft is not very responsive, is it?
No.
Upside Golf for X-ray Victor, inbound to Beverly this time, happy to change to 123.05.
Golf X Victor, Roger, continue with Beverly, bye for now.
Thanks, Sheldon, speak to you later, bye-bye, Golf X-ray Victor. Beverly Radio, good morning, Golf Bravo Alpha X-ray Victor for rejoin from the west, requesting airfield information.
Golf X-ray Victor, runway 30, right hand, QSC 996.
30 right 996, we'll join downwind for 30, any traffic?
There's no reported traffic.
Golf X-ray Victor. And then, so, carry on as you are, and as we're approaching 1,000, re-establish us in the cruise. You can see we're nicely on the downwind heading here. We'll probably be a little bit under the hour today, but since we've accomplished the exercise, it's good. Right, approaching 1,000, establish us back in the cruise, please. Lovely. Keep pointing at the village ahead of us, that ensures we're on the downwind leg. That's saying 1-2, that's saying 1-2, near enough. There's the airfield over there where it should be. There's the round lake, as you correctly spotted. Nice recognition. And the windmills over there are a good clue. They're peculiar because they've got 3 rows, a 4, a 6 and a 2. Right, so, let's just, a little bit of circuit discipline matters as we're approaching here.
Yep.
Go on to the downwind leg, so we reduce the power a bit, just to get a little bit of speed off whilst maintaining the height. There's the runway over there.
Yep.
Notice how it passes through this strut at about a half the third the way down.
Yep.
That's the correct distance. You might be at an airfield without a village and a lake.
Right.
Golf X, Victor's downwind for 30. So there might not be a lake or something like that, so that's a good check. At this point we do some checks. Brakes are off, undercarriage is down, mixture is rich, fuel is on and set, instruments 1, 2, 1, 2, that's good. Carb heat, no evidence of carb ice. Hatches and harnesses are all secure.
Yep.
We've done all of that and we're now opposite the runway where we want to land. So we'll shortly be ready, coming up to about now for a right-hand turn, 90 degrees to the right, whilst maintaining this level. As we go, reduce the power to about 1900. We're a little bit low on the base leg, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put 2 stages of flapping and hold the aircraft for 70. Okay?
Yep.
Once you've got 70, from this point on, think about your earlier disciplines, we're going to maintain the aircraft speed with attitude. So if it falls below 70, you need to lower the nose.
Yep.
And if it goes above 70, you need to raise the nose. And we control the rate of descent with power.
Yep.
Now we want to be turning around that farm there at 500 or 600 feet. So at the moment we're probably a touch low. I'm going to increase the power there for a little bit to stave off that rate of descent. And if you remember when we did 8.2, we can adjust the rate of descent with the power.
Yep.
Okay? So maintain your heading towards that big farm, I think it is ahead of us. You can see the little sheds. 70 is the key to maintain. We'll do this together. Because in a couple of lessons' time you're going to be in the circuit, alright?
Okay.
Then all of this flurry of activity will be yours to enjoy. We need to do stalling first, which will be the next lesson, and we'll spend a lesson on that, if not 2, which is fun. great fun. We need to be able to get clearly to 3,000 feet with no cloud.
Yeah.
We could have done it today, but I chose not to.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's looking just nice. See how we've managed it, and whether by accident or by design, you're keeping the aircraft on a track toward, but notice the wind there is helpful with that smoke.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, start the, that's perfect now, start the turn toward the runway heading. I'm going to reduce the power a touch. We've got a sensible headwind component today, so I'm going to go in on 2 stages of flap. If I had no headwind component, I'd be thinking about a 3rd or 4th stage. Also, we're going down that way down the runway. I don't want to have excessive taxiing. So the speed is good. Just bring the aircraft round onto the runway heading, bearing in mind you've got a crosswind component from the left.
Golf X-ray Victor, final 30 to land.
Right. Height is good, speed's a bit high, so lift the nose a touch, just a touch. Get that speed back to 70. When you've got that, it's counterintuitive, I know. Now pitch down for the runway. There you go. If I wanted to increase my visibility, I'd put my lights on at this, well, shortly, at 300 I would. So, that's okay. We're heading back towards runway heading. A little bit of sink here, just introducing a bit of power to compensate for that, because the headwind is holding us up, it's quite strong. That's good, I'm happy with that. Coming up to 300, yes, we're going to land. So follow me through in this phase. I'm just controlling now, looking at the speed over there, it's a bit low, just keep the nose down, bit of power to arrest the descent, having to fight that headwind component. We're now on the runway centre line and we're tending to blow to the left, so a bit of right rudder, keep us on that centre line heading. Speed is good. As we come in, reduce the power, bring the aircraft back onto the runway centre line, hold the aircraft in the level attitude, slightly wing down to the left, slightly wing down to the left, there we go. Keep the aileron down into wind. Look at those birds! Unbelievable. Would you like to taxi us back, please? Yeah, I gambled they'd fly that way. Oh dear. Right, taxi us back, please. I think we'll put it where parallel to the bows, but pointing into wind. So take us to see this marker here. Route it off the marker there. The optic. Yep. Now, how was that for a landing, eh?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you'll be doing that for yourself fairly soon. It's always nice when there's a headwind.
Yeah.
When there's no headwind, you've got it. There's much less margin for error.
Yeah.
Because you saw what the wind was doing to us over Driffield.
Yeah, yeah.
We were stationed at 60. So route us through the middle of the exit. At this point, we say
Golf X-ray Victor, runway indicated to Bravo.
So swing the aircraft round so it's pointing into wind. Don't put it on the bowser, but put it parallel to the bowser. Just a few steps out here. That's it. Now turn it round to the left. That's it. Lovely. And the wind's 270, so we'll point the aircraft. Keep going. There. Stop. Now we're pointing into wind. Just leave it there. Fine, that's what this aircraft thinks, guys. So, shutdown checks, please.
Just trying not to that again.
No problem.
Position parked into the wind.
We are.
Parking brake on 1200. There. Magnetizing in turn. Radio's avionics off. There we go. Throttle set as required 1200.
Have we checked, did you check the mags already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's set at 1200, so we pull the mixture out and shut it down.